Guys, Mr. Beast's $456,000 Squid Game in real life video currently has over 86 million views in just over a single day. And just like in the show, in Mr. Beast's video, the player 067 is getting everyone's attention and people are dying to know who she is. Well, it didn't take too long to find out that she's actually a model who even does work for the famous modeling company known as Neil Zhao. Now, her Instagram is Real Camilla Araujo, which has gained almost 80,000 followers since the video went live. Now, I reached out to her and was able to talk to her about her experience. And guys, there's a lot of things I know you'll be surprised about. So without further ado, here is that interview. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so we have Camilla here with us from Mr. Beast's Squid Game video. I gotta give you some facts about this. His video has over 68 million views currently in just over a single day. It's projected to be one of the biggest, if not the biggest video on his channel. And some say it even could become the biggest on YouTube. And you're a main character. Like, that's gotta feel awesome.
Yeah, it definitely does. It's a lot to take in at first. I honestly didn't even know I was a main character.
Really?
In the beginning. I had no idea, no. People kept coming up to me, they were like, oh my gosh, you're number 67. I was like, and you're number 68. Hey. You know, like I had no idea. It was really funny.
Oh my goodness. So you hadn't seen Squid Game beforehand, or?
I didn't. So I watched the first episode and I was like, eh. And then I watched the end and I was like, just kind of wanted to know who won. So that was it. I had no idea what the games were. I had no clue what I was getting myself into.
Wow. That's got to be a shock. And then, of course, like, so you knew during the video, right, when you were going to become 067, then did you realize you were going to be a main character in the video itself?
So the entire video took a solid, like, 4 days to, you know, in production or whatever. So after the first day, I was like, okay, I should probably do some research. Me and number 431, her name's Brittany, we ended up watching like some of the episodes together. So I did gather some of the things on some of the games that we're going to be playing. And then it hit me. I was like, oh my goodness, that's me, but in the show. So it was really cool. It really was.
So tell us, how did you get into Mr. Beast's Squid Game event? I mean, it's a huge, huge deal. Tell us about that.
So this might seem really underwhelming. I was just hanging out with some friends and I work for one of Mr. Beast's video production. His name is Frank. He's a cameraman and we're really good friends. And he texted me. He was like, hey, he was like, do you and any friends that are vaccinated want to come and be in a Mr. Beast video, like as an extra, just in case, you know, some people don't show up. And I was like, yeah, sure. So then I ended up going there. I showed up, you know, you have to sign in, you have to go through all the COVID regulations. They were really, you know, strict about that. And then this guy who works for Mr. Beast, his name's Adam. I don't know if you're familiar with him. Great guy. Love him. He was like, you're number 67. And I was like, okay, great. Like, cool. I had no idea. I just kind of thought, you know, that was like the spare uniform that they had. And I was like, okay, cool. Like, I'm number 67, like it's gonna be fun. So then that's really genuinely how it happened. Nothing like crazy. I didn't buy a t-shirt or anything.
Wow. So when you got the jacket, like you didn't have any extraordinary feeling about it. You were just like, oh, okay, this is what's left over.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of sensed something was like a little bit different when, you know, they kept asking me these questions like, oh, what are you gonna, like these players. For example, I know one of the players that stood out to me was number 69. He was like, oh, like, are they going to mic you up? And I was like, mic me up? I was like, no, I'm just here to play red light, green light. Like, what do you mean? Mic me up. So the next thing you know, I'm being dragged in the other room. Like they're micing me up. They're asking me questions and I'm super confused. And then it kind of like all hit me at once. I was like, oh, okay. Like this is a big deal. So
wow.
It was really just super innocent until I realized.
That's amazing. I mean, she was such a huge character in the show. And of course, there were callbacks from the original series into the video. For example, you know, 001, he was an elderly man. They didn't give him too much spotlight in the video, but that was a callback. Of course, 465 was Asian and 067 was a model. So, of course, everyone at this point knows that you are a model on Instagram and whatnot. And you've actually gained, I think, 40 or 50,000 followers in a couple of days. That's incredible.
Yeah, that was a shocker. I remember I was like hanging out with some of my girlfriends, and I was like, my phone kept going off, and I was like, what's going on? Like, this is like right after the video released. And my friends were texting me, they're like, dude, like, people want to know your Instagram. Mind you, I don't have a Twitter. I did not have a Twitter until literally today. So I guess it blew up on Twitter first. So I was like, oh my goodness, what's going on? And then kind of just went about my day, was responding to the couple of, I had a couple of DMs. I was responding to them. I was like, hey, like, how are you? I woke up and had like an abundance of followers. And I was like, oh my goodness, like, there's something going on Twitter that I need to know. You know what I mean? So yeah, but it's been a lot. It's been cool.
That's awesome. I mean, did you get to see on Twitter how much people are talking about you? Like, you're, of course, people's profile pictures now. You're like trending. People are going crazy over you. There was
man, it's so funny. I'm looking at all these edits and I'm like, it's so weird to see like that's me. You know what I mean? Like literally 3 days ago, I was just, I had like 7,000 followers. Like I was just doing my modeling. And then I'd go and people are tagging me in this stuff. And oh my goodness. Some of these people are super creative with their memes. I mean, it is hilarious. I've been loving every second of it. It's so, so funny.
That's awesome, dude. I mean, it's like Mr. Beast Squid Game was trending on Twitter when the video released. And I kid you not, like, of course, I'm on Twitter. I was on there. And you're every other photo on the post. So 067, of course, you were her in the video. Fans have got to know, did you get to keep the jacket?
I didn't. I begged for that jacket.
Oh, no.
I know. A lot of photographers that I work with, they were like, oh my goodness, we have to do a shoot in that jacket. And I was like, I didn't keep it. I didn't get to keep it. I did not. I did get to walk away with the socks that I wore, but that's about it. I accidentally didn't take them off. So I do have the socks, but that's about it. Wow. I didn't get to keep the jacket.
Well, you may have to like get one online or something because fans are dying to see, a photo shoot or something like that.
I'll definitely order one.
So obviously, like, everybody's talking about you right now on your Instagram and everything. So have you been getting noticed, like, in real life these days? Like, are people coming up to you like, you're that girl from Mr. Beast video?
No, not so far. I'm in New York right now, so nobody has come up to me. I mean, I don't know if that's necessarily a good or bad thing. I'm just kind of doing my own thing. But a lot of people because I attend East Carolina University, a lot of people from school have been messaging me and been like, hey, when are you coming back? You know what I mean? To Greenville. So, but nobody in real life has come up to me. Kind of disappointing, but No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
We'll have to see what happens. All right, so the final question for the evening, of course, if you had actually won Mr. Beast Squid Game event, not that you couldn't get any more popular than you are right now, but if you had won, what would you have done with the money?
Definitely paid off my car, my phone, my student debt, and probably would have invested it into like properties and real estate, if I'm being completely honest. Just try and, not make it just be like I have $456,000. Like I would want to, obviously make more off of that.
Well, that makes sense. All right, well, Camilla, thank you very much for coming on.
Thank you so much for having me.
Her Twitter and Instagram are in the description if you want to check those out. And of course, the link to Mr. Beast's Squid Game event. I've been Lego Maestro. This has been Camilla, and I'll see you in the next one.